Hello everybody, I'm Conquering History Games and welcome back to part 2 of my Hearts of Iron 4 Equestria War Early Access 1.8 campaign where I'm playing as the Bakaran Republic. And let's just get moving along here through the election of 1007. And let me also get the fan going. This fan is okay. Longsword declared war on the Longsword government. Okay, we've got three-way Longsword Civil War that has begun. Place your bets, as always. Place your bets. Griffonian Liberation Army has taken control of Broadfield. This is always interesting to me, whoever wins this one, because either of them can go in interesting directions. Of course, the Liberation Army tends to be much more aggressive than Broadfield campaigns. I do have a Broadfield campaign as well as a Longsword campaign. You definitely should check those ones out, especially my Longsword campaign, because I certainly picked the hardest of the three to play and won because, well, as the song goes, soy yo. Alright, so we're going to be able to get some literacy going on, and the Skyfall Federation is now a major power. That's interesting. Oh my gosh, having said that, did I ever end up uploading my Skyfall campaign that I did? I don't know. I remember I recorded a whole one. I don't know. I'm checking that right now. Games. Skyfall will fall. Oh my gosh, I think I have a whole campaign I never uploaded, guys. I am so sorry. Alright, I'm going to look into that in between episodes. But alright, so we now have decisions here available to us that will allow us to combat illiteracy in the nation. Looks like, okay, it's just the one so far. Encourage reading classes for 120 days. Construction speed or research speed goes up. I'm not so sure that's actually a good trade-off. That's kind of expensive. Industry, electronics, excavation. Looks like we have a fair amount of stuff. Civilian factories. We get a tank factory. Full-scale industrial modernization will increase our society developmental level. See, now we're talking. Because I forgot to go over this earlier, we are only a small science base right now, and we have an outdated industrial sector. So I think full-scale industrial modernization is the direction that I want to go in here. Although, Air Force for the Navy, Independent Air Force. I'm trying to see if there's anything here worth getting. I don't plan on going to war anytime soon, but it never hurts to have these things. Or get working on these things. Invest in Deponia. Let's, is anybody else doing the Riverland stuff? Sending delegations to the Northern Ponies. Okay, so River Republic's over here. Let's do the River Science Society. I'm thinking, oh, dang it, Lake City's already got a head start on us there. Never mind then, we're going to, let's start making our way towards the industrial modernization. Oh, right, yeah, but I can just cancel that. That was one of the best things they ever did, was put that cancel option in there. Love it. And there go my factories. Okay, I don't want... Let's see, I have no intention of ever taking any of these, so let's just get rid of those. And... I don't think I'll do military training either. So let's just go ahead and encourage those reading classes, because the sooner we get stuff done, the better, I think. Okay, the death of Rift Strain. Word has come to us today that Rift Strain, a well-known agitator with ties to the BFZ, that's the fascists, was found dead last night in what is suspected to be a politically motivated assassination. The incident took place outside her residence in Vetelje, and the identity of the assailant is still unknown at this time. In response, BFC candidate firm Scow has released the following statement. Shoot, I don't remember the voices I was doing for everybody. I'm just going to figure it out. Rift Strain was a brave pony, outspoken in her love of liberty, and an unflinching champion of the downtrodden who was abruptly taken... You know what, I'm going to go just look up what my voice was. I'm really sorry. Alright, I'm back. Riftstrain was a brave pony, outspoken in her love of liberty, and an unflinching champion of the downtrodden, who was abruptly taken from us in a despicable and cowardly way. In light of this loss, we must not allow her cause to fade from our memories. She knew better than any pony that the River Coalition is not to be trusted, as she so famously wrote. It is a hypocritical institution not worthy of our faith, an institution which has given free rein to slavers and despots, and an institution which sits idly and stays silent while evil festers within it. She made it her mission to warn us that if we do nothing, there will come a time when all ponies of virtue are crushed beneath an iron hoof of injustice. Ponies like Tea-Dip and Water Lily tragically refuse to heed this warning, and so it is my solemn pledge to Riftstrain's memory that, if elected, my first act will be to formally withdraw our republic from the corrupt River Coalition, so that we may lay the foundation of a new, truly righteous order for the Riverlands. This is starting to get out of hoof. Electoral unrest keeps increasing. We're up to, what is that, 50% now? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Stutter, stutter, hearts a flutter. Okay, Longsword got annexed. One down, I guess. Looks like the Socialists are going to win. The funeral of Riftstrain. The city of Vetigil has become engulfed. Incidentally, that city is this one up here. Right here on the coast. Has become engulfed by violent protests as tensions which have long simmered at last boiled over following the funeral of Riftstrain. An outspoken anti-communist, Riftstrain earned enmity from the ZDS for her dismissive reviews for the works of Karl Marx, as well as for her connection to union-busting activities in the course of her work as an industrial psychologist. For such a divisive figure, many citizens expected that the procession might not go smoothly, and so it was no surprise when ponies sympathetic to the ZDS appeared to protest at the funeral. Their peaceful protest quickly turned ugly as armed militia members appeared on the side of BFZ. The ensuing confrontation, fortunately, has not resulted in any deaths, but it is yet another symptom of Bakaran's growing polarization, and the nation is starkly divided as to which side should shoulder blame for the dust-up. So uncivilized. Okay. The Condemnation. Okay, this is another coin flip one, and I want to make sure that my coin flip assignments are the way that I remember them being. Okay, we're back. So, the Condemnation. Although the recent chaos and unrest at Vetigil has died down, the responsibility remains as to which side of the confrontation bears greater responsibility for the escalation. The populace awaits an official statement on the matter, and our verdict will have as much weight for any pony still sitting on the fence. It is our duty to consider this matter carefully and come to a fair conclusion. BFZ spokesponies have decried the protests. I'm just going to put these here so you guys can remember what's what. Have decried the protests at Riftstrain's funeral as inappropriate and hugely disrespectful to the family of the slain pony. Those sympathetic to the ZDS have countered that the BFZ was the first to politicize her death, claiming that the inflammatory statement released by Firm Scow immediately after Riftstrain's assassination was bound to provoke a response. The question for us remains, should we side with the BFZ and condemn the communists for organizing the protests, or should we defend the ZDS as merely exercising their right to free expression? Okay, once again, we're flipping the euro. Harp side up is option 1, 20-cent side up is option 2. So, doing the flip. Okay, it was kind of a thud as it came down. Alright, 20 cent is up. The BFZ are clearly at fault. Looks like either way, unrest was going to increase. Oh, Harmony goes up either way. That's interesting. So it's bad. It's not looking good. I think we are at the bleeding edge now. We are at 70%. I'm not so sure if there's any events that are going to reduce electoral tension, but it looks like we've got some negative consequences coming our way right now. Who could have possibly predicted this? When I'm just flipping a coin, literally. It looks like at least we'll have the reading classes done before the election. That's good. Isn't that nice? Wait a minute. What is this? Did Hawkland change? No, the islands are the same. I don't know why. I thought it was a little bigger. I have not explored this tree at all. This looks interesting. Subjugate the elders. Goodness. You get dragons. Wow. Fascinating. I'll have to look into that. Does that mean the dragons also got their own tree finish? Because I know there was a lot of... this is what I'm talking about, is stuff that was like a year and a half ago. I know one of the reasons that they were kind of dragging their feet with the dragons is they weren't sure how to... okay, no, the dragons themselves aren't done. They weren't sure how to incorporate dragon units and how to balance them. So, T-Dip's speech. I'm not going to look up the voices anymore. Let's get moving. Folks, it doesn't take a pony with a fancy university education to see that Water Lily's programs just haven't worked. T-Dip trotted around the stage, addressing her supporters at a packed rally in Cultivac Gorge. Wouldn't that be like if you went to a political rally and the candidate was jogging while he gave his speech? maybe it'd be like a Peter Gabriel show where he has the stage in the middle and there's the rotating section of it, and so he could just kind of run in place. Anyway, I'm not saying she's sprinting; it's just a trot. But I think my point still stands. I know Water Lily is a well-meaning and honorable pony, but good intentions are no substitute for good leadership. And putting Bakarans first is what a good leader ought to do. T-Dip gestured towards her audience in a wide, sweeping motion. What has happened to our great nation? The rising prominence of political extremists, ponies fighting in the streets. I come to tell you that this is a result of pan-riverlanism gone too far. Forceful stomping of agreement came from the crowd. Now, I'm a skeptic when it comes to the River Coalition, but not because I harbor any ill will towards our river pony cousins. Right now, it's plain to see that the coalition lacks proper legitimacy and transparency, and that protecting the rights of Riverlanders is the furthest thing from its mind. Angry shouts come from the... You know what, that just made me realize I should not take any Riverland Coalition focuses because things are kind of in a flux. So I don't actually know what direction I'm going, so I could end up sort of just wasting time if I did that. Oh, speaking of which, let me pick a focus real quick. One of these, it doesn't matter. The textile manufacturing. Okay. So, because it doesn't matter because the point is to just get to this one. All right. Transparency, furthest thing from the mind. T-Dip nodded as she paused and waited for them to subdue. The current government is far too eager to surrender our sovereignty to the coalition's wasteful bureaucracy. Although it has brought us some economic benefits, I pledge to oppose all calls for closer political integration from other members of the coalition. Let us not allow this institution to become a new ball and chain for Baccarat. T-Dip's proclamation was greeted with rapturous cheers from the crowd, only growing louder as she stepped down from the stage to shake hooves with her supporters. She does make some valid points, so BSP gets a little stronger. At least there's not more instability. Who's winning right now? It's the communists have taken a commanding lead, but I don't think it really matters as long as electoral unrest is up this much. Or maybe it's just maybe it actually doesn't matter. Meaning, or what I mean is, who's got the most voters still does matter, and then maybe the negative effect manifests itself as bad things happening no matter who's in charge, but not necessarily. Because when I'm hearing negative consequences, I'm thinking somebody's going to coup us, probably the Navy. But if it's electoral unrest leads to negative consequences, maybe it's something that if unrest is 70% or higher, it doesn't matter who wins, the opposition are going to cry and sabotage things, and it's just not going to look good. All right. The River Society of Science. Lake City has proposed a student exchange program along with a permanent knowledge-sharing initiative. This River Society of Science will help to improve learning throughout the Riverlands. Although the plan would benefit our country, some nationalists are concerned about sharing our technology with foreigners, even if they are our friends. Let's see. We're going to say it's a brilliant idea. Lake City is now considered a major power, and the River Republic is not. Wow, so we just there saw the changing. That exchange thing reminds me of, and I hope I could bring this up without becoming super political in the comments, but so at my university, although I'm not attending right now, it's summer, but in the spring when the COVID-19 started to really hit our shores, out of nowhere, the frickin' the state government of New Mexico, because I attend the New Mexico State University. It was just so out of nowhere. They told NMSU that they had to get rid of their Confucius Institute. So the Confucius Institute was basically I don't want to say it was an exchange program, but it was like this. The Confucius Institute was this catch-all term for an organization in the school that was in charge of various Chinese things. And I think it was just like sponsored in part by, there was Chinese money behind it. It was like 50-50. It was like half the university itself covered it, half there was a Chinese university that they partnered with. I think it was the university that they partnered with that covered the other half of it. And so it was like a club, but they also did things like they did Tai Chi classes, and they sponsored classes, particularly language classes, and just a lot of, it's all Chinese related stuff. I never had gone to it because like I'm kind of interested in Chinese history, but I don't think that's what I'm going to specialize in, so I never really got involved with them. But I'd walk by the office of them every day, and I'd sometimes read the magazines they had. Anyway, so like some like state level politicians said like, we're going to get rid of this. It's just used for spying. Now, admittedly, I haven't looked into it, but I just remember that in the article that it happened, they were interviewing a bunch of professors and students, and especially there was this one professor who have had him before, and he's like, his specialty is Chinese history. He actually is the one who does the Chinese history Great Works, if you've ever heard of that streaming service, or not Great Works, Great Classes. He's the one who does the Chinese history one. But what I thought was interesting was especially business majors were freaking pissed, because it's like, this is where we come to learn Mandarin. We need to know that in the future. And so they were really, really pissed off about it. And so like this student exchange program was just reminding me of that. And I guess it's also because I'm missing the university. Because I didn't go this spring for personal reasons. I made the decision pre-COVID, hitting the shores of America, so I haven't been to university in months, and I really miss it. Anyway, I guess that just popped in my mind. So, a rather compromising situation. I'm sure this is going to lead to some great dialogue in the comment section. I shouldn't have brought it up. A rather compromising situation. The attention of the populace has been captured by a titillating piece of gossip, which is swiftly spreading across the nation. After the recent party conference in Ilia. That's the one in the west, right? Yeah, that's over here on the west coast bordering Diamond Mountain. Ilia, allegations of inappropriate conduct have been made against several BFZ party officials known to be close associates with firm Scow herself. It has been... Scow's a woman? Oh, man. There goes my voice. I'll never become a voice actor at this rate. After having done nothing to make that a career, except make goofy voices on YouTube. I should look into that. I hear that's a thing. That, like, you can put yourself up on, like, some sort of Craigslist voice acting site or something, and it's, like, looking for somebody in this age group, and then you can, like, make a few bucks here and there. Why am I thinking out loud? Let's go. All right. Hey, tell you what, that reminds me. I'm going to pledge right now. I'm going to try to get myself in on Edelweiss as a voice actor. I don't know if they're going to do it, but I'm going to contact them after this and after I do the other thing and get working on that. It'll be fun. You heard it here first. It has been reported that during the after-hours festivities which followed the conference, all manner of debauchery took place. As reversing the moral degradation of Bakaran is a key plank in the BFC platform, reports of such conduct could prove especially damaging to the party. So far, Firm Scow has chosen to remain silent about the incident, drawing criticism from those who accuse her of letting personal ties cloud her judgment. How disgusting. Oh, jeez. The unrest, it went up again. Or did it? No, but Lake City has taken the lead in forming the River Coalition, which I guess would be the path that they're going to do. They're not aligned right now, but they haven't gone... they didn't do the Prince path. Let's try to get a little more industry going, see? What is this track? Yeah, I always like this one. Oh, okay, we've got some basic rifles done. We're gonna now... Radio? Yeah. No, 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 no. I don't anticipate war coming anytime soon, so probably construction, yeah? Earth pony agriculture can kind of be fun, and my population is awfully low. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, the textile manufacturing is done. I just realized I have not been reading these. So, pinnacle of Bakaran ingenuity, cutting-edge manufacturing, efficient management. It's going to give us good. I can see. So it's automobile stuff. That's why it's going to take us toward tanks. Stable trading with Grencliff has been removed. Prerequisites are no longer fulfilled. I did not even see what that was. Okay, they're convening the council or something. They're going to do, I don't know what. They're having a crisis of faith up there. Okay, new path. New path happening. Or what? What? No, they canceled it. They're looking inwards instead. Is there some sort of event? Like, you guys saw that, right? It was glowing here for a second. Not so red after all. A wave of anger is sweeping the nation after a bombshell report in the Bakaran novice newspaper revealed that several prominent members of the ZDS have been embezzling government funds going back years. Ooh, that's gotta hurt. This might drop him out of the lead. Brayfoam has expressed shock and indignation at the actions of the members, stating that the party has no place for ponies who engage in such malfeasance. This revelation has prompted severe blowback for the Communist Party, and spokesbodies for the three other major parties have all taken the opportunity to question the sincerity and trustworthiness of the ZDS. It remains to be seen if the public will view this incident as the actions of a few bad ponies, or something which reflects a deeper corruption with the ZDS, to each according to their need, Losing 4% voter support and 3% communist support. That's gotta hurt. And yeah, just like that, they have lost their commanding lead, and so I was right, it is at 80%. So ZDH, which is the incumbent party, and the ZDS are virtually tied right now. Oh, Sinister has taken control of Stalingrad. His path is one I still have not done yet, at least not on YouTube, I should say. Go check out my Darkwing campaign, y'all. Got a little bit of war going on here. What's this? Broadfield wants to sign a pact of non-aggression. Excuse me? Was it? Oh, this is like when the second rising up, right? Tomato. This is the sun. Yeah. Okay. Well, he's gonna fail, but sure, I'll sign your little non-aggression pact thing. I still haven't done a Griffin Liberation Party campaign either. I remember it being, I think I've tried it in my own time, and I remember it being kind of hard, because I think once you take Griffinstone, the whole western continent practically declares war on you, because you've taken the, you know, that it's basically a holy city. I think it wouldn't be too strong to say that. Okay. Now, we can just, oh, that's cool. Look, there's a race for the River Federation filter. Nice. Equestria War developers, so good. Yeah, so now we're going to be able to increase our society development, but I don't think that's going to happen before the election, because we're 28 days away right now. And we can, once we have enough political power again, we can encourage the reading classes, and that'll be it. We'll be done with the literacy. So it wasn't too complicated, but it's negligible. It was, or I think before it was like moderate, but it was not as bad as other nations. Like, okay, the Griffonians already are modest, but yeah, there's a fair amount of it. It's sometimes pretty bad in these areas. Like, yeah, the Strawberry Duchy has broad illiteracy, for example. So it's something you always got to deal with. The Crystal Fair. And why am I using tungsten? Oh, right, because I made another military factory. Do I want to trade some more factories? Yes. We have one factory going now. The end of the run. This is it. The long, grueling, and highly contentious campaign of 1007 has at last come to an end, and in an unsurprising turn of events, the SDH has emerged victorious. The election featured many fiery voices agitating for radical change, but in the end, Waterlily's calm and cool demeanor... Hold on, I'm going to check something. I wonder if the tiebreaker was this popularity. Or maybe it's because I was the incumbent. Anyway, Water Lily's calm, cool demeanor was the one that resonated most with the populace. Not taking much time to celebrate, SDH ministers have already begun crafting ambitious proposals for their upcoming legislative session. Although the road ahead may still be treacherous, one thing is certain, Water Lily still has the trust of the nation. Carry on, Water Lily. Carry on, Water Lily. There's totally not gonna be a coup. I'm so sorry. Like lilies in the rain. Okay. Our citizens have spoken. So this, I think, just popped up. Our citizens have spoken, and they have affirmed their trust in Water Lily, decisively renewing their mandate. But this is more than a victory for the SDH. It is a victory for every pony in the Riverlands who strives to build a fairer and more just society. Like lilies in the rain. This land and its people shall blossom forth in a new age of prosperity. Oh, so that's nice. That's not like Blade Runner. All those voters will be lost like tears in rain. Okay. And let's do the last encouraging of the reading classes, because it's not gonna... Oh, I'm so sorry. Because, that's not going to be a thing. Alright, Shattered Dreams, the end of the 1007 campaign was supposed to mark a return to normalcy and into the bitterness and discord that plagued the nation during the campaign. Instead, okay, this must be the negative consequences. Instead, the divisions have only gotten worse. Wounds have not healed, and throughout Bakaran, neighbor still distrusts neighbor. Mutual suspicion is the order of the day, with ponies' skepticism extending beyond the promises of the new administration to the Bakaran political system itself. After all, what good is a system which has fostered such... It's too early to be recording. Considering how laid up I was. Which has fostered such bloody internal conflict. It is doubtful that the new government will be at all capable of bridging the divide among the general public. Despair remains as chronic as ever, and hope seems dim for a savior. Perhaps democracy has failed us. All national spirits gained through the political branch of your focus tree will be less powerful. Ooh, so it's not a coup, it's a crippling. So this would have happened, I guess, no matter who won. So we lose, harmony goes down, changing from the ancient republic, which is, that's this, to the end of an era. So it's going to cut in half our no, actually it's going to get rid of the daily political power gain. It's going to give a 50% crippler. Stability is going to be a net minus 30. Surrender limit goes back down. Dang, that sucks. Institutions are at an all-time low. I wonder if there's ever a way to get rid of that. Maybe if I finish the tree or something. The Admiral speaks. You know I always give my honest opinion. Okay, this is Cobalt Wind. He's an Admiral, but I don't see him here. Oh, no, those are field commanders, not Admirals. Let's check the friggin' Navy screen. I haven't even looked at these guys. I probably should have had them patrolling. So this is Admiral Cobalt Wind. This is like a bushy tail, or what is that? I think that this is his body. I think he's a Pegasus. Interesting. He's a media personality. He's bold. He's a career officer, battleship adherent. Media personality who's bold and a career officer, huh? I'm sure this will end well. So let's just go do some naval exercises out here or something. Anyway, so this is the guy. You know I always give my honest opinion, no beating around the bush. Admiral Cobalt Wind spoke from behind a podium at the Navy press briefing in Vetage with the flash of cameras and clicking of shutters accompanying her oration. Dang it, it's a girl! I keep giving her male voices. I'm such a misogynist, I think they're all bad. From what I could see, the newly elected government hasn't done a good job inspiring confidence, and it certainly hasn't brought Bakarans together. She spoke sternly, harsh words, channeling the scorn felt by many citizens. Are you questioning the legitimacy of the government? I can only question the process. Howdy ho. No, come on. Okay, tune in the voice. Tune it in. All right. She's a girl. She's a woman. She's an admiral. Maybe a little bit more control. I can only question. Okay, girl voice. Screw it. I can only question the process, replied the admiral. That campaign, I don't think it can be described as anything other than disaster. It definitely didn't more to divide the nation than any event I can remember. I don't know if any government that came out of it would deserve the loyalty of the people. A cacophony of voices rose up to pose the next question to the admiral. Eventually, the voice of one pony rose above the rest. What can be done to improve the situation? Cobalt Wind frowned, shaking her head slowly. I wish I knew. That's not very helpful, Admiral. It's just... So, okay, that's gonna be enough for today. But the people going, like, wow, that's not very helpful. So there's been kind of a funny thing that's happened in the last couple days from when I'm recording this. Apparently, Trump, who's the president of the United States right now, he did some interview, and when I guess the topic of the deaths in the United States to COVID came up, and he said it is what it is. And now everybody hates that term because Trump said it, and I think that's freaking funny, and let me explain why. It has nothing to do with the pandemic. It has to do, I'm talking about the actual phrase, it is what it is, because that has for years been one of my least favorite phrases, because like I'll be watching a basketball game or baseball or whatever, some sort of sport, and then the announcers, like these fucking excuse me for cursing, but these commentators who are paid so much money to analyze the game, like you're calling a freaking children's game being played by adults, so if you're gonna get paid a huge amount of money to do that, like that's your career, you get to watch sports for your job. I want a little bit more analysis. So like, let me talk about this and that and this and that and this and that, and they go, I don't know, what do you think, John? Hey, it is what it is. It's like, wow, stunning commentary, thank you, so helpful, here's your 6-figure check. So I just think it's kind of funny that everybody's kind of thought it's weird when that comes up. It's probably more that they think I'm weird for bringing that up in conversation ever, but just the idea of that it's I've always hated the phrase "it is what it is," and now like half the country does too, because the orange guy said it, so I don't like it. Anyway, I'm Conquering History Games. I'll see you in the next episode where I'm going to be more rested, so I might record again later today, but I got to take a break. Bye-bye.